Well, I was crying during announcements, so I wouldn't, the bar's low. Okay, I did tell you all who I was like less than an hour ago, but I'm going to say it again. I'm Lulu. I'm graduating or whatever. In case you're curious what I'm graduating with, a health and physical education degree. People are trusting me to teach their children. That's cool. I'm excited. I like playing kickball and stuff. That's what I do. Okay. I think I'm going to be locked, actually. I feel good. I just want to first off just say thank you to this community. It's been a blessing to get to grow alongside everyone here and go through college with my brothers and sisters in Christ. Oh, I guess I lied. I'm not locked. His house, but really the Lord through his house, has brought some of my best friends, a pretty cool husband, a group of people who I know will pray for me and hold me accountable, and just a whole lot of memories in between. Like, why am I singing? This is my audition, Caleb. Last minute, put me up. So, really a big part of, this testimony is sharing what God has taught you over your time at his house and some of your, lasting advice or whatever. But to be frank, I learned way too much to cram into 5 minutes. Troy did give us a limit, probably for the best, especially with my natural tendency to yap. And guys, I did prepare for this, unlike spring celebration. So it's just really big font because I have bad eyesight. But if I were to summarize it all into one idea, it would be this. God is intentional in and with our lives, so we need to be intentional with him and his people. I really don't believe in coincidences. I believe in God and his plan. So I'm going to list some ideas within that. So, when I was a freshman and the only on-campus Christian organization even thing, I couldn't even attend a normal event or Tuesday meeting, was freshman life group on Monday nights. It was the only night I didn't have an evening class, and I was able to go to that. And honestly, that was hard, to only be able to go on Monday nights, and if it was up to me, I would never have taken night classes. But that was all that was offered that year for my required classes I had to get done. But through that, it forced me to grow close to the group of people who were at freshman life group, because that was kind of my only Christian community at the time, which then led to some amazing connections and people I still talk to, and I found some of the best roommates, Emma and Kendra. Okay. Sorry, Mitchell. They were really good roommates. Not gonna lie. So, but they helped me practice accountability and vulnerability, and made a college dorm truly feel like home. Or right when I was getting genuinely involved with his house as a whole, and not just freshman life group, there was exactly one spot left on an adventure trip to the Grand Canyon, which, and I was thankfully able to, in a place physically and financially, I could just say yes to that trip 1 month out, which is crazy. Agreeing to hike the whole Grand Canyon 4 weeks out is a wild thing, and my mom really enjoyed that phone call, I'm sure. But on this trip, I got to see God's beautiful creation, bond with a group of, stop, Emily, it wasn't Mitchell, it was the canyon. Bond with a group of people in ways that I can't explain, because, driving all the way to Arizona and back in the red van is just, it's asking for an experience. Do you see this hole in my pants? That is from the red van, so I have personal beef. This is from that trip. I've had these pants a long time, I guess, but, and not only did I get to meet all those people, but I did get to meet, my husband, and get to know him there, and that's cool, and crazy way that the Lord provided in an unexpected way. And, or when I agreed to have a mentor as a freshman, and then there was this perfect match, according to the leaders, who happened to be Taylor Andresen, who was not Taylor Andresen at the time. And you know what is crazy? That 2 years later, in the midst of one of the most stressful times in my life, a.k.a. the week before my wedding, she was willing to drop everything and come spend time with me and just be a listening ear and support me in a way that I needed at that time. And that's crazy, because, She wasn't even my mentor at the time. We were just friends and cool like that, She's cool. Or when I joined the SBSU orientation team just in time to get to be on the same team with a crazy wide array of different people and awesome Christians and disciple people and share the gospel with a group of people that I wouldn't have been able to. And this is just all of the amazing things that I got to do in the way that God is being intentional in His plan in my life. And just my freshman year that has led to things that are impacting me still to this day. And I truly think that God is so intentional in all our lives, and this is truly reflected in the gospel. God sent His one and only Son, Jesus, down to this earth to live a perfect life, to die on the cross, and then to rise again for our sin and for our shame and for our salvation. And if you're really wrestling with the intentionality within that, or you're have questions about that, or you don't really know the depth of the gospel, I know a lot of people who would love to have that conversation with you, including me. And I just think it's so cool. It's just crazy. Okay. But God has been so intentional in my life, and His plan is just so amazing. And I know that He's being intentional and has an amazing plan in store for all of you. And in fact, part of that plan is that you are here today, you do belong here. His house is a place where you are wanted and you're loved and you're cared for. And that's not because of people, because we're broken people, but that is because of Jesus and the way He's moving in this place. And it's just so awesome to see, and I just am very thankful for that in this experience. And I'm being really dramatic because you'll all see me next week, and I only live 10 minutes away, so, catch me at softball, but I'm going to end there so I don't cry.